Shalom, shalom, Ashpaka. I pray everyone's having a beautiful day and a very Baruch day. We're back getting into more scriptures. Picking up at Bereshith or Genesis 25. Get my spectacles. With my whistle. All right. Excuse me. And Abraham took another wife, whose name was Keturah, and she bore him Zimran, and Yokshan, and Mavan, and Midian, and Yishbak, and Shuvak. Sorry, I am horrible with names. Shuvak. And Yokshan brought forth Sheva and Dedan, and the sons of Dedan were Ashurim, and Letushim, and Leumim, and the sons of Midian were Ephah, and Epher, and Kanak, and Avida, and Eldaah. All these were the children of Keturah. Now Abraham gave all that he had to Isaac, but to the sons of the concubines whom Adam had, Adam gave gifts while he was still living, and sent them away from his son Isaac, eastward to the land of the east. And these are all the years of Abraham's life which he lived, 175 years. And Abraham breathed his last breath, and died in a good old age, aged and satisfied, and was gathered to his people. And his sons Isaac and Ishmael buried him in the cave of Machpelah, which is before Mamre, in the field of Ephron, son of Sochar the Hittite, the field which Abraham purchased from the sons of Cath. There Abraham was buried with Sarah his wife. And it came to be after the death of Abraham that Elohim barak his son Isaac, and Isaac dwelt at Beer Lakai Roi. And this is the genealogy of Ishmael, Abraham's son, whom Hagar the Mitzrite, Mitzrite, Sarah's female servant, bore to Abraham. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Bore to Abraham. And these are the names of the sons of Ishmael, by their names according to their generations. The firstborn of Ishmael, Neviot, then Kedar, and Abival, and Mitsam, and Mishma, and Duma, and Masa, Kadad, and Tema, Yeter, Naphish, and Kedavma. These were the sons of Ishmael, and these were their names by their towns and their settlements, 12 chiefs according to their tribes. And these were the years of the life of Ishmael, 137 years, and he breathed his last and died, and was gathered to his people. And they dwelt from Kavilah, as far as Shur, which is east of Mitzrayim, as you go towards Ashur. He settled before all his brothers. And this is the genealogy of Isaac, Abraham's son. Abraham brought forth Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rivkah as wife, the daughter of Bethuel the Armenian, of Padan Aram, the sister of Laban the Aramean. And Isaac prayed to Yahuwah for his wife, because he was barren. And Yahuwah answered his prayer, and Rivkah his wife conceived. And within her the children struggled together. And she said, "If all is right, why am I this way?" So she went to ask Yahuwah. And Yahuwah said to her, "Two nations are in your womb, and two people shall be separated from your body. And one people shall be stronger than the other, and the older serve the younger. And when the days were filled for her to give birth, and see, twins were in her womb. And the first came out reddish all over, like a hairy garment. So they called his name Esau. And afterward his brother came out, with his hand holding on to Esau's heel. So his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 60 years old when she bore them. And the boys grew up, and Esau became a Wow, I am goodness. I can't talk tonight. Forgive me, you guys. Okay. Let's see, where are we? And the boys grew up, and Esau became a man knowing how to hunt, a man of the field, while Jacob was a complete man dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau because he ate of his wild game, but Rivkah loved Jacob. And Jacob cooked a stew, and Esau came in from the field, and he was weary. And Esau said to Jacob, "Please feed me with the same red stew, for I am weary." That is why his name was called Edom. But Jacob said, "Sell me your birthright." And Esau said, "Look, I am going to die, so why should I have birthright?" Then Jacob said, "Swear to me today." And he swore to him, and sold his birthright to Jacob. And Jacob then gave Esau bread and stew of lentils, and he ate and drank, and rose up and left. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Into 26. And there was a scarcity of food in the land, besides the first scarcity of food which was in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went to Abimelech, sovereign of the Pelishites, in Gerar, and Yahuwah appeared to him and said, "Do not go down to Mitzrayim. Live in the land which I command you. Sojourn in this land, and I shall be with you and barak you. For I give all these lands to you and your seed. And I shall establish the oath which I swore to Abraham your father. And I shall increase your seed like the stars of the Shamayim. And I shall give all these lands to your seed. And in your seed all the nations of the earth shall be Baruch. Because Abraham obeyed my voice and guarded my charge, my commands, my laws, and my Torah." And Isaac dwelt in Gerar. And when the men of the place asked about his wife, he said, "She is my sister." For he was afraid to say, "She is my wife," lest the men of the place should kill me for Rivkah, because she is good looking. And it came to be, when he had been there a long time, that Abimelech, sovereign of the Pelishites, looked through a window, and he watched and saw Isaac playing with Rivkah his wife. So Abimelech called Isaac and said, "See, truly she is your wife. So how could you say she is my sister?" And Isaac said to him, excuse me. Isaac said to him, "Because I said, lest I die on account of her." And Abimelech said, "What is this you have done to us, one of the people who almost lain with your wife, and you could have brought guilt on us?" And Abimelech commanded all his people, saying, "He who touches this man or his wife shall certainly be put to death." And Isaac sowed in that land, and reaped in the same year 100-fold, and Yahuwah barak him. And the man grew great, and went forward until he became very great. And he became he came to have possessions of flocks and possessions of herds, and a great body of servants. And the Pelishites envied him, and the Pelishites had stopped up all the wells which his father's servants had dug in the days of Abraham his father, and filled them with dirt. And Abimelech said to Isaac, "Go away from us, for you are much mightier than we." So Isaac went from there and pitched his tent in the Wadi Gerar, and dwelt there. And Isaac dug again the wells of water which they had dug in the days of Abraham his father, for the Pelishites had stopped them up after the death of Abraham. And he called them by the names which his father had called them. But when Isaac's servants dug in the wadi and found a well of running water there, the herdsmen of Gerar strove with Isaac's herdsmen, saying, "The water is ours." And he called the name of the well Esek, because they strove with him. And they dug another well, and they strove over that one too. And he called its name Sitnah. And he moved from there and dug another well, and they did not strive over it. And he called its name Rehoboth, and said, "For now Yahuwah has made room for us, and we shall bear fruit in the land." And from there he went up to Bereshith. And Yahuwah appeared to him the same night and said, "I am the Elohim of your father Abraham. Do not fear, for I am with you, and shall barak you and increase your seed for my servant Abraham's sake." And he built an altar there, and called on the name of Yahuwah. And he pitched his tent there, and the servants of Isaac dug a well there. And Abimelech came to him from Gerar with Akuzath, one of his friends, and Pekah, the commander of his army. And Isaac said to them, "Why have you come to me, seeing you have hated me and have sent me away from you?" But they said, "We have clearly seen that Yahuwah is with you." And we said, "Please let there be an oath between us, between you and us, and let us make a covenant with you, that you do no evil to us, as we have not touched you, and as we have done only good towards you, and have sent you away in peace. You are now Baruch by Yahuwah." And he made them a feast, and they ate and drank. And they rose early in the morning and swore an oath with one another, and Isaac let them go. And they departed from him in peace. And on the same day it came to be that the servants of Isaac came and informed him about the well which they had dug, and said to him, "We have found water." So he called it Shiva. Therefore, the name of the city in Bereshith is to this day. And when Esau was 40 years old, he took as wives Yehudith, the daughter of Beeri the Kittite, and Basemath, the daughter of Elon the Kittite. And they were a bitterness of spirit to Isaac and Rivkah. And then we reach 27. I'll catch you on the next one. Shalom, family. Love ya.